Good morning, everyone. Today we will be discussing all about circles. We will continue our discussion about circles. So, tell me if you can see what is on the screen, in my screen. Can you see it? Can you notify
Yes,
me if
sir.
nakita?
Yes,
Good.
sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, here our objective here is we should know how to convert general form going to standard form. Okay, so we need to convert the general form of the equation of the circle into standard form. So let us start with the number 1. So here the given is x squared plus y squared minus 12x minus plus 32 plus 283 equal to 0. So what we're gonna do here is, since the form of the standard form is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared is equal to r squared. So what we will be doing is, we need to combine those terms having x. So it means you should combine these two in one group. So you will now have x squared minus 12x in one group. And the next one is for the y, this y squared and the 32y. Y squared plus 32y. Then the constant terms should be transferred to the other side. So this 283 will be transferred to the other side. From positive, it becomes negative. Okay. You want this to be a perfect square. So you need to make this trinomial a perfect square binomial. So what you will be doing is, you just have to remember to make this a perfect square trinomial. You will be using the b over 2 quantity squared. You will get this b from the numerical coefficient beside x. So in this case, that is negative 12 over 2, that is negative 6. Take the square, that will be positive 36. You add 36 here, you should add also in this portion 36, because this is an equation. Next, here you want this also to be a perfect square. So what you will be doing is, you just have to follow this one. 32 divided by 2 is 6. is 32 divided by 2 is 16, right? Ano? And if you take the square of the 16, pilagan niya 16 square class? Pila na?
256.
256, sir.
256.
Yes, sir.
256. And you should add also here 256. Then after that, for sure, this two groups will be a perfect square. So we will be rewriting that into that form. That's the purpose of that. Okay, it will be now, let me change color into blue to make it clear. So this portion becomes x, since this is negative, minus the square root of this, which is 6. And you take the square. And in the other side, it will be plus y. Let me admit them. Okay, this is positive, so it is plus. The square root of this is 16, right? And if you combine this, pila ganin ng 256 plus 36? That is
292.
Yes.
192.
292. 292 positive. This is negative 283. So what will be the answer here?
9.
9.
It is just
9,
9.
sir.
So this is just 9. And we
Yes.
know that 9 is just a perfect square, right? That is 3. Am I right? That
Sure.
is 3 squared. Why we make it square? We should make it square because this is r squared. Okay. If you look at here, by the way, I already informed you ahead. Did I inform you sa akong video sa YouTube that if
Sir.
you rewrite that into this form, and if this r squared here, if that r squared is greater than 0, what is the interpretation if r squared is greater than 0?
Circle.
It
graph,
is
sir.
a
Circle lang
circle. A
Circle.
circle wherein the center is at HK and the radius is R. How about if your R squared is equal to 0?
Point na siya,
Graph,
sir.
sir.
It is a
Point.
point. A point. What point? The point HK. Isa ra ka point ang nasa inyong Cartesian plate. What will happen if the R squared is less than 0? Say for example, this is negative.
No solution.
Empty
Yes,
set.
it
Solution, sir.
is an empty
Does not
set
exist, sir.
or
Empty
no
set.
solution. Walay value ni x o ni y that will satisfy that equation. Okay? So these are the three that you need to remember. And if you look at here, this is 9. And 9 is greater than 0, right? So obviously this is a circle. This is a circle. Therefore, it is a circle. Therefore, it is a circle. And if it is a circle, class, you should determine the center and the radius. In this case, the center is at 6, negative 16. Why negative 16? It is negative 16 because as stated in the standard form, it is y minus h. And it is minus. To make that minus, you should make it, let me change it, minus of the negative 16, right? So obviously your k is negative 16. Clear? And your r is 3. Question for the number 1. Any questions? None? I think that is clear. Okay, next is for the number 2. In the number 2 class, the given is this. So the very best first step that you need to do is to make this equal to 1. You make the numerical coefficient of x squared and y squared to be 1. Okay? Claro? Paul? Again, you follow instruction during our class. Okay. So here, let us divide both sides by 3. So if you divide 3 here, so something like you divide 3 in the left side of your equation, and you divide 3 also here. And if you will do that, it will be now, divide 3, it will be x squared plus y squared. It will be 4x plus 4y minus 4 over 3 equal to 0. Sakto ba, class? Do you agree with me
Yes,
that
sir.
that is the result if you will do that? Okay, I think you agree. Okay. The next thing that we will do is for us to rewrite this into standard form. And in writing that to standard form, the same procedure, you combine those terms having x squared and 4x. Well, the second group will be for y squared plus 4y. And the constant should be transferred to the other side. From the negative, it becomes positive. Okay. Then the next thing is you need to make this a perfect square. Unsa i-add diri? Okay, anyone who can tell me unsa i-add?
4, sir.
4,
4.
sir.
Very good, because 4
4.
divided by
4 divided by
2
2.
squared. That is just 2 squared. That is just 4, right? So you add 4 both sides of your equation. Okay, I think that is very clear. Next, how about in the next group? What should be added here to make it a perfect square?
For Japan, sir.
4 Japan, sir.
Number 4, sir.
4. Okay. And if we continue doing this, it will be now x plus 2 quantity squared. How about here? It will be y plus 2 quantity squared. And it is just equal to, you need to make them having denominator of 3 to make it easy. So this becomes 12 over 3. It becomes 4 over 3 plus 12 over 3 plus 12 over 3. And so that it will be easy for us to combine them. So it becomes now x plus 2 squared plus y plus 2. Lorraine. Okay. And after that, it becomes quantity squared equal to, if you add the numerators, it becomes 24 plus 4, 28 over 3. Okay? Sakto ba, class? Any reaction? Can we reduce this? 28 over 3. Dili na. So, the question is it greater than 0, equal to 0, or less than 0?
Greater than 0.
Greater than.
So what
Greater
will
than
be
0,
the
sir.
interpretation if that is greater than
Circle.
0? So
Circle.
it is a
Circle,
circle.
sir.
A circle. Therefore, this equation is a circle wherein the center is at? What is the center?
Negative
Negative 2.
2. Negative 2, sir.
Very good. And the radius is?
2 square root of 21 over 3, sir.
2 square
2 square root of
root
21 over 3, sir.
Square root of 21 over 3? Or
2
28?
square root of 21 over 3.
2 square root of 7. Kay
So
ko man na.
that can be it can be written. So isulat ha para maklaro. This one can be written as square root of 28 over 3 quantity squared, right? So therefore our r is the square root of 28 over 3, right? So that is our r. Okay? Is there a factor of 28 which is a perfect square? Wala.
Na, sir. Kanang 4 times 7 times. Wala. Umot lang.
Ah?
6
Wala na, sir.
7, sir. 4, sir. 4.
This can be written as square root of 28,
4
square root of 3, right? And
Yes.
the 28 can be written as 4 times 7,
4 times
right?
7.
And this
Yes,
is square
sir.
root of 3. And it can be written as 2 square root of
2 square
7,
of
7.
7.
7 over the square root of
3.
3. But again, we can rationalize the denominator. In algebra, your answer is not yet in simplest form. It involves radical in the denominator. So you should rationalize it. So your answer will be 2 square root of 21 over 3. That's correct. Sakto tong ingon gaganina. 2 square root of 21 over 3. Though if your answer is this, it is correct, but this one is the most simplest form. Okay? Claro? So who got the second problem correctly? Can you raise your hand? Can you use the raise hand feature? I want to check who among you 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 of you got it correctly. Maybe some are
Excuse me, sir.
still.
Di ko kabalo. Sound pag-raise hand, sir.
I-press reaction. I-press ang reaction. Then raise hand. Actually, you can
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, yes. Okay, very good. Mostly of you able to answer it correctly. It means it will only tell us that students from STEM in Iligan City National High School can study by your own, because previously I just send you a video from my YouTube, then I just asked you to watch that, then I asked you to answer this, di ba? And you got it correctly. Congratulations. You may lower down your hands. You may lower down your hands. Okay, very good. Number 3. Any volunteer to answer number 3? Or just tell me what will be the first step. Anyone? What should be the first step? Yes. Marv? Marv? Feel free to unmute your microphone, Marv.
Yes, sir. Good morning. The first step we should do is to group the same terms, sir.
Okay. What are those terms, Marv?
X squared plus 6x plus y squared plus 4y.
very
Transpose na to ang 3, sir. So, I think mahimo na siyang negative 13.
Very good. Very good, Marv. Okay. What will be the next step? Geoffrey. What would be the next step, Geoffrey? Walog.
Completing the squares, sir.
Yes. Unsa may i-add na to diri, Geoffrey? Diri nga portion, Geoffrey.
9, sir.
9. Very
And
good. It
the
is
y
9.
variable is 4.
Very good. So unsa imo butang diri pod?
And add the same values we
Good.
added from the left to the right side.
Very good. Because this is an equation, right? So whatever you added in the left side should also be added in the right side, because that is an equation. It will not be equal anymore if you just add in the left side. It should be both. Okay. And what should be the next? Any volunteer to help me? Yes, Elson, John.
I-kuan siya, sir, ang open parenthesis dahil ang x kay i-write siya, then ang sign sa middle term i-copy, then ang square root sa 9, which is 3 mo na dayon siya, sir.
Perfect
Yes.
square dayon siya. Very good.
Close parenthesis.
The other side,
Rest,
Elson.
kuan siya, sir. Parehas ra sa x, sir. Isulat ang y, then i-copy ang sign sa middle term dayon. Ang square root din sa 4.
Then squared.
Yes, sir.
So if you combine these two, obviously the answer is just 13 minus 13, right?
Yes,
0.
sir.
So it becomes
Zero.
0. Unsa gani interpretation kung ma-zero din nga portion?
Therefore, the
Point,
graph
yes, sir.
Point,
It's
sir.
a point, sir.
That is
It's a
a
point.
point. Very good. So it means the graph of this equation in number 3, therefore that is just a point. And what is that point? The point is
Negative 3
Negative.
and negative 2, sir.
the point negative 3, negative 2. So if you will graph this one, it will just look like this. If this is your x-axis, y-axis, your negative 3 is somewhere here. 1, 2, 3. Negative 2 in y is here. So it means your graph will only be here. If you have to graph this equation, even if you try it in Desmos, the answer will be, it will be this, the result. Desmos graphing calculator. Nakatry mo, ana? By the way, you can use the Desmos in checking whether your answer is correct or not. Okay? But you really need to show your solution. Any question for this? Wala pangutana? Okay? So, I think that's all for that. Okay, let me stop sharing for a while. So, kay ako nang i-reveal ang answer for those students who are not able to pass their answers. Well, dili na sila makapasa kay na-reveal naman ako ang answers before ta nagsugod sa klase. Katong yung ganina nga magpasa, dapat ni pasa before we start our class. Any questions so far?